Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to grow and harvest olives on Farming Simulator 22. So this is what the olives look like when you first plant them. Now you plant olives in the same way as grapes. So you open up the shop, go into construction, over to production, into orchards and select olive groves. And then you just click and drag, and these can be placed in any direction. When you place a row next to the other, if you go too close, they will merge together. So this will be the closest that will be able to go around here. And you can also remove these by going into demolish and just clicking on them. But you won't get any money back for them. Okay, so if you play with seasons turned on, then you're going to want to check the crop calendar, as olives can only be planted in March, April, May and June. Now if you play with seasons turned off, this won't affect you and you can plant olives in whichever month you'd like. So it's going to be a couple of days before we can move on to the first step, so I'll skip ahead and I'll come back and show you the first step. Okay, we're back and you can see that this grass has grown up beside the olives. So the first step is to mulch this grass. So what you're going to need is a mulcher. Now the easiest way to find this is to open up the shop, go to packs, go into olives, and you're going to want this one here, the TMC Cancela TPN 140. So I'll get into the tractor and I'll show you what to do with it. Now if you've seen my grape guide, it's the exact same process. So you drive up to the side of the olives, just like this, lower down the mulcher, turn it on and just drive along the side, and you'll see here all that grass is being mulched. So I'll finish this off and then I'll show you the next step. Right, I've finished the mulching and you can see that all that long grass has gone. Now the next step is to cultivate. So I'll get into the tractor and I'll show you how to do that. This cultivator is just the one from the olive pack, so you'll find it in there. So it's the same again, drive beside the olives, lower down the cultivator and drive along. And you'll see the texture of the soil is changing. Now you do need to be careful when working along these rows, as there is collisions on the olive trees and you can crash into them. So what I'll do is, I'll finish this off and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I've finished cultivating. Now the next step is to fertilize. Now there's two fertilizer states, but they can only be put on one at a time. So you need to put the first one on now, and the second one in another growth stage. So with this sprayer, it will spray 2 rows at once. So you drive in between the 2 rows, turn the sprayer on, and just drive along like this. So what I'll do now is, I'll skip ahead to the next stage, and I'll put on the second state of fertilizer. Okay, the olives are now in the next stage of growth and ready for the second fertilizer state, which should take us to around 100% fertilization. Now, if you don't know how to buy fertilizer to fill this sprayer, then I'll quickly show you now. If you go into the shop, go to objects, go into pallets, you'll see a pallet of liquid fertilizer, which you can use to fill this sprayer. So let's just take a look at the percentage fertilized of these crops. So we're around 95 to 98%. So all the steps that we've just done there will give us maximum yield when we come to harvesting the olives, which is the next step. So I'll skip ahead and show you how to harvest them. Here we are, the olives are ready to harvest. Now if you play with seasons turned on, you want to check the crop calendar, as the olives can only be harvested in October. Now if you don't play with seasons, this won't affect you and you can harvest the olives at any time. So I'll get into the harvester and I'll show you how to harvest them. Now this may look the same as the grape harvester, but they are different, and you can only harvest grapes with the grape harvester and olives with the olive harvester. So you want to drive to the end of the row, unfold your harvester, line up the middle of the row with the harvester, and turn it on and drive along the road just like this, and you'll see that olives are starting to be harvested. Like I say, you do have to be careful as there are collisions and you will get stuck. So what I'll do now is I'll show you how to unload the harvester. Now this harvester unloads from the back, so what you want to do is reverse up to the trailer, just like this, and you'll see here we get the unload sign. So press that, and the olives will unload into the trailer. Now the trailer I'm using is just the one from the olive pack in the shop, but there are other trailers you can use. Now when it comes to selling the olives, you can either take them as they are directly to a selling point, or you can take them to a production chain where they'll be processed and turned into olive oil, and you will get more money for them that way. Now the only difference between the grape and the olive crops is that you don't need to prune olives after they have been harvested, whereas with the grape crops, after you've harvested them, you need to prune the vines to give you maximum yield for the next year. Okay, so that's everything for today. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like, and feel free to subscribe so you never miss another video.